Welcome back, bookworms. This is Mrs. K. I'm glad you could join me. Many Halloween creatures are in the old haunted house. I wonder how many creatures live there and what are they doing? If you want to practice your counting, you can pause the video and count the monsters or count them in your book if you have it. Let's enjoy the magic of reading as we read together The Old Haunted House, written by Helen Ketteman and illustrated by Nate Wragg, and see what the spooky creatures are up to.
Cemetery, the old haunted house. At the old haunted house, in a room with no sun, lived a warty green witch and her wee witchy one. "Spell!" cried the witch. "Poof!" cried the one, and they both practiced spells in the room with no sun. At the old haunted house, where a cold draft blew, lived a big mom monster and her wee monsters too. "Stir!" called the mom. "We stir!" cried the two, and they whirred and they stirred while the cold draft blew. By the old haunted house in the dead hollow tree lived a scrawny black cat and her wee kittens 3. "Scratch!" cried the mother. "Meow!" cried the 3, and they scratched and they growled in the dead hollow tree. At the old haunted house with the squeaky old floor lived a green paw goblin and his wee goblins 4. "Dust!" called the paw. "We dust!" said the 4, and they spread lots of dust on the squeaky old floor. At the old haunted house where scary things jive lived a ma werewolf and her wee wolfies 5. "Howl!" cried the ma. "Ow!" wailed the 5, and they yowled and they howled where scary things jive. In the old haunted house in a vault made of bricks lived a papa vampire and his little vamps 6. "Show fangs!" Papa cried. "Hiss!" went the 6, and they snarled and they shrieked in the vault made of bricks. At the old haunted house teaching a lesson was a hairy mom bat and her bitty bat 7. "Dip dive!" cried the mom. "Flip flap!" went the 7, and they dipped and they dove in their dip diving lesson. By the old haunted house near the graveyard gate lived a spooky dad ghost and his wee ghosties 8. "Haunt!" cried the dad. "Boo!" cried the 8, and they booed and they floated through the graveyard gate. The dad's tied. At the old haunted house half covered with vines lived a mummy mommy and her wee mummies 9. "Mix!" called the mommy. "We mix!" called the 9, and they stirred and they mixed in the house with the vines. At the old haunted house in the dusty old den lived a fat ma spider and her wee spiders 10. "Spin!" called the ma. "Weave ho!" said the 10, and they spun sticky webs in the dusty old den. At the old haunted house, the front door creaked. "Trick or treat!" yelled the children. The ghost shrieked, "Eek!" "Come in," called Mom Mummy. "The monsters made stew, the mummies made cake, the witches zapped brew." The creatures all grinned as they struck up the band, and the spiders all swung on sticky web strands. The ghosties floated as the music played, black cats scratched, and werewolves bayed. The vampire band played music all night, and they all had fun at the Halloween Fright. Well, bookworms, if you enjoyed At the Old Haunted House, be sure to check it out at your local library or buy a copy for yourself from your favorite bookstore. If you enjoyed my Read Aloud video, please give it a thumbs up and become an official bookworm and subscribe. Until next time, enjoy the magic of reading.